Well, welcome to the coffee show, everyone. My name is Kirk Pearson. The coffee show with Kirk it is, and we're joined today by Savina Giachgia. Is that
All right.
correct pronunciation?
Yeah, it is.
It's spelt Giachgia, if I
Yeah,
were to
it's
read
crazy,
it.
it's crazy.
but
Yeah, yeah,
Giachgia
it's
is
difficult.
correct pronunciation. We're here at the World Brewers Cup. Have you watched any of the routines?
Yeah, some of them.
I would say that every year they're great, but this year it feels like a lot of competitors have taken a great big step in terms of the quality of their
Yeah.
routines. Like
Yeah, I agree. There are too many.
you had watched some of the competitors?
Yeah, I'm still expecting for Greek guy and some others to participate. I'm not sure if I have a favorite one, but yeah, I see that the level is super high and too many innovations on stage this year. It's amazing.
What one thing that I've noticed since I wanted to ask you when I watched some of the routines and I thought about it is how much harder is it to compete in this when English is not your first language?
Ah.
So when you're doing the Greek Brewers Cup, you speak Greek?
Well, once I tried
Yeah.
in our preliminary phase, but it was not easier than speaking in English
Right.
because there are too many words that we feel more comfortable to use in English in this language. So talking in Greek about some things about the acidity quality or something like this, it sounds a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes. In English, we are more used to it when we see the routines. You know, you see all these videos on YouTube, everyone is talking in English. So, yeah.
Because I watched a competitor yesterday and she delivered her routine entirely in English. But then in her interview, it was apparent that she doesn't know how to speak English. And that's not a criticism, but I think it just goes to show it's so much harder for someone from a non-English speaking country
Yeah,
sometimes to win.
Yeah,
So-
I agree. It is. I still don't feel comfortable not to speak Greek. I would prefer it. But, in the interview part. But, yeah, on stage, you should.
So you were the number 2 in the Brewers Cup in 2023. So you
Yeah.
came second and you used a coffee that I thought was really, really interesting. So it was a blend of 2 coffees.
Exactly.
One was a 90 plus geisha. So there's a farm called 90 plus. And then 20% was Eugenioides from Immaculata. And then blended the 2 together and it sounded awesome. How do you go about blending a coffee for a competition like that? Because obviously the stakes are so high. Like, what were your steps to making that blend?
Let's say that I had an exceptional coffee from 90 plus. This geisha was out of this world. It was a crazy coffee. But I wanted to highlight its best part. So this is how I thought of using the Eugenioides. This is another exceptional coffee, but it is very, very sweet, extremely sweet.
Yeah.
So it highlighted some of the good parts of my Panamanian geisha, and also it gave more body to my coffee because usually high quality coffees from Panama are tea-like. So yeah, I wanted to enhance some of these attributes, and I used that's why I used only 20%. I didn't want to hide the variety or the origin of the Panamanian geisha.
Okay. So and I noticed you brewed it quite long as well. So it was a 16 point something to 1 ratio. Did you do that because the coffee is so naturally intense itself?
You need to experiment a lot. Everything is on details on a competition with a high level as the World Championship. So yeah, you experiment a lot. You have to go out of the box, to think out of the box. So we had too many different recipes and different waters, different roasting days, and all of these things. We played a lot with the parameters, and this is what worked better with this coffee.
Did you really use water from Bambito Estate?
This would be really difficult, but the truth is that we copied the water.
Composition?
So, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was similar.
So the 160 parts per million, that's also quite bold. So what was your rationale? That's probably the highest level of hardness I've ever heard a brewers competitors use.
When me with my team, we were in Panama, had too many cappings, and everyone there was using this water. We found out that this works in a good way with the coffee that we chose. And again, you have to go out of the box, think different and experiment, not to be, so strict with some rules. And, by experimenting, we tasted it was better with this blend of coffee. Maybe it's not the best water for every coffee, but in my case, it worked in a nice way. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it would have made it, I guess, really juicy and syrupy, right? If it was like
was.
so full of calcium and magnesium. You've got an interesting sort of career path when it comes to here. I was doing a bit of research this morning. So worked a little bit in fashion, worked at a variety of coffee shops, beekeeping. You were a beekeeper, and then now you're working for Nestle. So can I start with beekeeping first? Like I'm too scared to do that. Like I'm not allergic to bees, but no way would I do that. What is the life of a beekeeper like?
Okay, actually, I was not a beekeeper, but I was, leading a big beekeeping center at its beginning. So this is how I worked in this section. I learned a lot. It's very interesting. It is very interesting, yeah. But it was not something that I would do in my whole life.
Yep.
This is why I decided to experiment a lot with different kind of jobs. And I was also a photographer for 4 years.
Yep.
So I was more in this artistic part. I like it too much. And this is something I also find in common with coffee. It's like art, I feel like it.
With going back to beekeeping for one moment, I didn't realize that they play a really essential role in food production. So in Australia, we grow a lot of almonds, and there's been like a bee disease in the last few years. And so the bees are essential for actually pollinating the plants so that the almonds can grow. So like bees are an essential part of human life and growing everything. So
yeah, exactly.
Is that kind of the work you did, or was your business making honey at the time, or?
No, but our customers were making honey.
Okay.
So we gave the equipment and food for bees and things like this.
What's food for bees?
It's like, it looks like a jelly.
Okay.
It's a little bit harder, not that smooth. But it's sugar mostly with some vitamins. And it helps a lot because, the climate change and all these things sometimes makes it difficult even for bees to survive.
Yes.
But it's really so important to have bees in this world. Yeah, they say that if we don't, then we are not going to have flowers, fruits, vegetables. So it's important.
We'll run out of food.
Yeah.
So they're a very essential part of the food chain for, I guess, everyone. I was going to ask you this later, but we're kind of on the topic now. You're big on sustainability. So I understand that you're completing some training on sustainability at the moment. What does that mean to you, and especially within a coffee context?
I think we are in a crisis with sustainability. We have to be more kind with our planet. There are too many things happening around the world that makes it difficult, but I think that we have to highlight this part, especially, coffee is a plant. We have to respect it, and we have to turn back in the farms a little bit to see how things are going there. And it's not only about the plant, but also about people living in farms. So I think now we have a great opportunity to go back and see these kind of things, and you have to invest more in the sustainability part. It's not a choice; it's a must now.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. What would that mean in the next 5-10 years from now?
I think that we have to be more open to educate our customers and know more things about the farm, so as they can invest more in the coffee they choose, why they choose this coffee, to go for sustainability practices, to value the farms that work in this way. And I think that we have to spend some more time in farms, especially coffee professionals, so as we can educate these people, because maybe not all farmers know things about how to make it in a good way.
Yeah, well, I think as well, there's you mentioned the word investment just there, and I feel like this is probably the biggest challenge for coffee producers right now, is because to ask someone that's living not far above the poverty line to invest is like, it's kind of impossible, because they need to take care for their families and those things like that. So I was actually helping a producer, well, not helping, but for video content purposes, we were processing a washed coffee, and we literally had to hand pick the mucilage out. I said, "Do you have to do this every single time?" And I thought to myself, imagine if they had a machine that did it for them, that just made their job easier and allowed them to scale up their production, or put the energy into doing something else, like pruning their trees, or helping their local environment, doing compost and things like that. And so this word investment is crucial for me, because they can't invest, but we need to give them the tools to invest. And what could we do? What can the listener do that kind of allows that? Buy better coffee, buy higher quality coffee, reward producers for their work. And I think that's got to be a big focus for me going forward, having a coffee podcast, is that, I don't know, we need to do things that allow farmers to invest in their farms, because the trickle-down effect will be giving them a focus on sustainability, giving them the ability to change their practices. And and this isn't in any way judgmental, but there's things that we can do to help them to invest. Agree?
Yeah, totally agree. I think that we're living in consuming countries, we have to find a way to help the producing countries. Even if you are just a consumer, it's not random that the best moment in your daily life is the moment that you enjoy your coffee. So we have to look back in the farms and change our mind about what we choose, what coffees we want to enjoy every day. I think that in this way, maybe we enhance some things back in the farms. And for sure, we have to educate some farmers, because, we are talking about tools. Maybe sometimes there are farmers that have no idea that this tool exists. So we have to educate them as well.
Yeah, and I think, look, I'm looking forward to going back to coffee farms and seeing what I can do to help in the future. I mean, I'm just a podcast guy right now, but if we can get some movement, I think that needs to be a huge focus for the coffee industry. It's like,
in your way, you can give exposure to this thing. There are too many people that have a daily cup of coffee, but they have no idea about processes. So if they knew how difficult it is, maybe they would respect this product much more.
Well, we're going to release a little mini documentary, I guess we'll call it, about our trip to a coffee farm in Indonesia just a few days ago. Because, I mean, I've been to coffee origins before. I've been to Bolivia and Brazil. So this is the third one I've been to. And I don't know, it just didn't occur to me that I would need to wear pants, but I wore shorts and I just got eaten alive by mosquitoes. We were slipping down the hill the whole time, because it's like, it's vertical. Like, you got to climb up these things, and it's tough. It's tough work. And then, like, I think I'm looking forward to releasing that so people can, in a bit more depth, understand, it's a tough job. And, we get the easy side of it, where we just get to make it and brew it and serve it to people who are happy. It brings so much joy to everyone. So, like, I'm hoping that we can bring that level of joy to other people.
I hope to,
Yeah. Back to the brewers now.
Okay.
If someone's considering competing in the Brewers Cup ever, what would your advice to them be?
Oh, well, first of all, I think that you need to have a purpose to do it, so it can motivate you, because, of course, there are going to be some moments that you will feel disappointed, and, you need to remember what's your purpose to continue practicing. You need to have a great team to do it. It's a team sport, definitely. And after all, you need to be careful with the compulsory part, because there are too many competitors that they are focused on their presentation only. But it's 50-50, so you have to be ready for the compulsory as well.
What did you do for the compulsory aspect? And so compulsory, for everyone new to listening, is everyone gets the set. There's 2 rounds of the Brewers Cup. So the open service, where you do whatever you want, and then the compulsory, where everyone's given the same coffee and you have to effectively make it the best.
Same coffee, same equipment, same water.
Yep.
So you have to prove that you have brewing skills.
So
for me, it's a safe zone. You need to be really good in compulsory, and this proves that, if you are a winner, or let's say a finalist, then you have these brewing skills required to be there.
do you kind of make a visual assessment? Okay, this coffee's a little bit darker. This coffee's a little bit lighter. I'll go this direction.
They give you the range about the roasting, so you know how light or dark it's going to be.
Okay.
You have the range, but you don't know the coffee at all, the variety or the origin. But yeah, again, you have to find, let's say, a safe recipe that may works in a good way with whatever the coffee is. And then there are some secrets that you need to practice so as you can have a final good result. But I think that, at least for me, I was practicing compulsory as much as I did my presentation.
You work for Nestle as your full-time job. I'll drop in here as well. You've got a ceramics range that you do. So I was reading about you. You're a potter, and then you started selling your ceramics. What's that called? One cup?
One drop.
One drop.
Yeah.
All right. So one drop if you're after some ceramics. So you work in Nestle, and you're very involved in the specialty field. So it must be an interesting sort of life you live, because in one hand you're in specialty, and that's very much about community and coffee shops and all those sorts of things. And then you're on the fast-moving consumer end, which is like the Nestle's, lots of instant coffee, and sort of commercial-grade coffee. What's it like operating between the two?
Okay, I try to find the balance between these two. It's good to be in these both fields. Specialty coffee is something that we usually talk about, but coffee is the same product. Either you are talking about commercial coffee or specialty coffee, the things that you share are more or less the same, just in a different range of quality. Working in Nestle is like an open door to people working as barista in commercial shops to talk more about coffee and make them, more indulged into this area. Some of them, they have never experienced high quality coffee, so it's really interesting to see their reaction when they try a geisha or something like this. Different origins.
Did you make any of your Nestle colleagues your Brewers Cup coffee?
Yes, I did.
What do they think?
You don't want to know.
It's quite a big step up from blend 43 to or an international roast to a geisha Gijnois blend.
Yeah, it is. But actually, I gave this coffee to my mom as well. It's my mom, and it was like, what is this? Is this coffee? Yeah, mom, this is coffee.
Yeah, it's the funny thing about that. It's like, obviously for us, it's fantastic, but for some people, just don't like, amazing coffee.
They're not used to it. That's all. Yeah.
And there are some coffees that even I drink. I'm like, damn, is this actually coffee? So I can understand that point of view.
Yeah. But it's interesting, Yeah.
What's Greek coffee culture like? Because I haven't been to Greece yet, and all I ever see is the postcards of Athens, and Mykonos seems to get a fair shake of the sauce bottle these days. What's Greek coffee culture like?
Well, I think that we consume a lot of coffee in Greece, especially you should know Freddo Espresso.
Fred Espresso?
Yeah.
I have heard it. I know the Underdog coffee roasters as well.
Yeah. Okay, well known. I think that the Greek scene of coffee right now, it's in a really high level. We have too many great coffee shops, specialty coffee shops. They are opening new again and again. And I think that, we consume a lot of coffee, especially Freddo Espresso. We had frappe in the past. So we are more in the cold area, we
do you
want
mean espresso
cold
Freddo?
coffees. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, because of the high temperatures, and we love summer, and summer in Greece is amazing. So I think that if you come in Greece, for sure you have to try the Freddo Espresso. We drink at least 2 per day.
Yeah, of course.
So but I think that the level is really high in Greece right now, and maybe you have seen too many Greek competitors. We usually have nice presentation at the world stage. So
this is what pleases me about specialty coffee right now, is that it's kind of permeating. It's spreading further and further across the globe, and every city I go to now, there's a good specialty coffee shop, like without fail. And Jakarta has impressed me. There's been lots of good coffee here so far. And you say, like you mentioned Greece, and I've been to countries like Sweden, and just there's specialty coffee everywhere, and it's becoming more and more sort of accessible, and I love that. So
me too. Oh, thanks God.
What would you like to see more of in the coffee industry in the future?
Well, what do I see or what?
What would you like to see more of?
Okay, I would like to see more innovation and transparency at the same time.
Innovation in what?
I think mostly in the processes part.
Processing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed Gabriele Agrelli yesterday from
Oh,
Daterra
yeah.
Coffee Farms.
I know him. Yeah.
He, what they're doing is pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
I
I've
think
been to Daterra with him.
You
He's
have?
an amazing guy, and what these guys are doing back in the farm, oh wow.
well, we're hoping that I spoke to him about it yesterday. We're hoping that we can go there and do some filming and make some videos about their.
You have to, yeah.
I think the future for me, if I can just go to other coffee farms and film, a series about them, that'd be an awesome job.
Yeah.
Hoping it can happen. Last question from me. Who are some of your coffee idols? Who are some people that you look up to in coffee?
Coffee idol. So, actually, I'm not going to talk about a famous person or something. Well, for me, idols are people behind the bars
Yep.
that respect the product and they really care to give you a final result that really highlights the origin and the process of the coffee. I don't like when I see that we work in the coffee industry and we have waste in coffee. So I think that if you value coffee and you can serve a coffee in a good way, then yeah, you are my hero.
Yeah, well, it's an
That's all.
interesting thing for you to say because I think my master, my sensei, I guess I'd call him, who taught me to make coffee, his name, guy named Leon. He's probably someone that's helped me more than anyone in the journey. But he's not like a big YouTuber or coffee brewer or competition barista or anything, but someone who really helped me appreciate and learn to make coffee more than anyone. So I feel you there.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. I know you're so busy on this
Thank you
on
for
this
the
trip and at the
invitation.
World of Coffee Jakarta. Good time to mention this podcast is supported by Time More, who also support you, by the way. So Time
Exactly.
More, if you're after some products, hand grinders, electric grinders, a lot of people backstage using them here at the World Brewers Cup. They're amazing. We have the new Millet product. They're releasing the new Millet hair grinder that we'll be doing some videos on. So if you're looking for excellent brew gear, consider Time More. That's all we have time for. Thanks so much,
Thank you
Savina.
very much.
You're a legend for coming on, and thank you to everyone for listening.